Hello everybody, welcome to JLABTV. I'm JLAB and this is Football Manager 2016, the Unemployment Challenge, and it's my first season in League 1 with Macclesfield Town. My first game in the third tier of English football was at home to Macclesfield Town, and it was just 2 minutes in when we got the first goal of the campaign, Chris Summerfield scoring it in the second minute of his debut. However, we didn't hold on to the lead for too long, and we didn't keep hold of the lead. However, it was the second half we could see a goal from that free kick. Kevin Lasagna scoring to make it 1-1, and that was our first game in the third tier of English football. And we really perhaps should have got something out of that, but I think it's an even game. We probably deserved at least a point from that because we did really well. The next game was a away tie at Wolves for the Capital One Cup, and it's a reason why I'm happy I'm not in the Championship right now, because they got off to a perfect start in the 15th minute of the game, and it was just 6 minutes later that we found ourselves going 2-0 down. Mithoff made a bit of a calamity, that made a mistake for going for that ball when it wasn't his right to go for it. We found ourselves going 3-0 down in the 73rd minute of the game, when Bine played it in and Sam Vokes scored to make it 3-0 in the 73rd minute. We had been well and truly beaten by Wolverhampton Wanderers, though the result could honestly be said it wasn't much of a surprise. Our next league game was away to Blackpool, and I was thinking we can get some out of this, but when Eustace scored inside the 11th minute of the game, I was starting to think we may not get anything out of this. It was just 3 minutes later that we found ourselves going 2-0 down. Walters' cross came in, and Skeletek scored to make it 2-0 with his first ever goal for Blackpool. It was just 2 minutes after that it ended up being 3. We had been absolutely hammered inside just 5 minutes, but we weren't going to give up without a fight, and we were going to give our fans something to at least cheer about. Simon Lucas scoring his first goal of the season with that effort, though we were down to 10 men in the 68th minute, so any chance that we had potentially of getting anything out of this, dismantled. Why he decided to trip the player there, I don't know, but we were down to 10 men for the next 22 minutes, and we never really recovered from that. Still, our next game was at home to Swindon in the league, and Scott Wallace scored that opening goal when he got played in by De Silva Lopez. His first goal of the season, and an outstanding goal for us. And the only goal of the game, and Swindon made us sweat a little because they were pushing and pushing, trying to knock down the door, trying to score to make it 1-0, but they couldn't get their goal despite all their chances, and we ran away with a 1-0 win, getting our first win in League 1. Our next game was away to Walsall, and we had a decent start here. Summerfield was fouled in the penalty area, and Yang Songo was sent off for it. So up stepped Stephen Hewitt, and Hewitt made it 1-0 with his first ever goal for the club in the 26th minute of the game. And it was just 6 minutes later that we found ourselves going 2-0 up. Summerfield found Marius, and Wallace was not going to miss that effort after it hit the post and rebounded straight to him. The first player to score 2 goals this year. And it was in the 88th minute we had to wait for a third goal, but Pollock made it 3 with his first of the season to give us the comfortable victory. Our best win to date, and it was really the sending off that just changed the complexion of the game, and had he not been sent off, I think it might be a bit more difficult, but I'll take the 3-0 win regardless because we desperately needed the 3 points. Our next match was away from home against Colchester United, and Booty found Summerfield, and Summerfield scored his second of the season with that effort in the 32nd minute of the game. And it was just 11 minutes later that we made it 2-0. Wallace found Lucas, and Lucas found the back of the net for his second of the season in the 43rd minute. Still, Colchester were not going to give up without a fight. Quinn played this in, and Sami Zadi managed to make it 2-1 with his 4th of the season, but we were able to hold on for all 3 points to ensure that we weren't going to be beaten and that we were going to get our 3rd straight league win. Our next game was at home to Carlisle, in the Johnston paint, and we found ourselves going behind when Robinson scored his first ever goal in the 5th minute of the game. And just 21 minutes later, we were 2-0 down. Robinson found Corey, he found Swain, and Swain was not going to miss. We did get a goal back in the 37th minute of the game. Convery found De Silva Lopez. De Silva Lopez somehow scored that, and the keeper must have been rather embarrassed by that effort. Still in the 71st minute of the game, we found ourselves getting a penalty to make it 2-2, and Murphy scored it to give us a chance to go through to the next round of the Johnson paint. However, straight from kickoff, Carlisle managed to make it 3-2. De Silva found Holland, and Holland somehow got that through. Mitov should have done better, but they scored to make it 3-2. And in the 86th minute of the game, it was 4-2 and game over. Brown scoring his first ever goal for the club to ensure that we will be knocked out of the Johnson Paint Trophy in the first round for the 2nd year running. Our next game was a home game against Portsmouth in the league, and we're looking for a response. So when Booty's shot was saved by Bass, Marias scored his first ever goal for the club against his forward team in the 10th minute to give us the lead. And it was in the 68th minute of the game that we managed to make it 2-0. Wallace found Booty, and Summerfield was given a golden opportunity with an open goal. I was delighted to have gotten all 3 points against a team I thought I was going to lose against. Our next match was in the league against Newport County, and we didn't get off to the best of starts. Frank Nublet scored to make it 1-0 inside the 18th minute of the game for his 4th of the season. However, in the 34th minute of the game, we managed to make it 1-1. Summerfield was played in by Riley, and Summerfield scored to get his 4th of the season already. And it was in the 64th minute of the game that we managed to make it 2-0. De Silva Lopez's cross was blocked, but found Wallace, and he played it to Summerfield, who scored his 2nd of the game to give us all 3 points for a 5th straight league win. Our next game was at home to Wigan Athletic, and we didn't deserve to get anything out of this. Chris Martin scored in the 55th minute to get their first goal, and it was in the 91st minute of the game that Wigan managed to claim all 3 points. Stanislas was played by Martin, and Stanislas was not going to miss from there for his 2nd goal of the season. Our first defeat in 6 matches, and quite honestly, one I'd rather not have lost. I don't like losing at home. Our next match was away from home against Chesterfield, and considering we had trouble against them last season, I was not very confident. So when Adams managed to make it 1-0, his 4th of the season, in the 10th minute, I was getting concerned. But then this happened. Marius was playing the ball. He gets tackled. A free kick's given. And he broke his bloody leg. And it was in the 79th minute of the game that the game was well and truly over. Mills found Adams, who had 2 attempts to score for his 2nd of the game. And he did. But Marius is out due to a broken foot. Sorry, not a broken leg, a broken foot. He will be out for 4 months now. So that's one player I did not want to be out. I did not want to be without. But apparently I'm going to have to adapt without him. What a pain. Our last game of September was at home to Birmingham City, and I'm not sure what to say. I think we had our chances, and it was really our chances that we only saw, so you could say we deserved to win this match, but at the same time I think Birmingham deserved to get at least something out of it, because they did well defensively, but I don't know. But here's the start of the season so far, and we're currently in 7th place. Not bad for a newly promoted side, is it? And considering that last time I was promoted straight from the conference, we did well in the first season. I'm starting to wonder if I can actually again replicate what I did last time and get a top half finish. Not that's the aim, by the way. I'd rather just survive right now and make sure that we don't go back down to League 2, because that's annoying, especially since there's 4 relegation places. However, we are doing rather well so far. Look at Cardiff though, 17th place in the League 1. Middlesbrough in 19th, Portsmouth in 18th. I think only Burton of the recently relegated sides are even in the top half of the table. And that says it all. So you've got all these teams hoping to do well. We are trying to avoid being beaten. We were actually top of the table at one point. But then we lost the last 3, then dropped points in the last 3 matches. So that's kind of killed our momentum. Notts County top of the table right now. 4 points clear of Yeovil and Birmingham, who we just drew against. But I'm very confident we can do well here. As long as we stay up I'll be a very happy manager at the end of the season. But I am going to end this video here. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Hope you like and favorite this video. It will really help me out a lot. So anyway, until next time, goodbye and, well, good night.